best practices in instructional media. And I am Ann Newland with the Center of Online Learning. And I'm going to go ahead and switch over to presentation mode. All right, and then I'm going to make sure you have the right screen. There we go. Okay, looks good. And this is just going to take a brief minute to go over some best practices for you for recording instructional videos. So we're going to talk about how to design engaging, high-quality instructional video, how to use My Media or Kaltura for recording, captioning, and inserting videos, adding them to your courses, and then the benefits of accessible instructional media for all students. And video is a great tool for not only supporting your learning outcomes, but also humanizing the learning experience for students by creating instructor presence and making the instructor more accessible to students. This is especially important during these unusual times when, you know, I don't know, are your courses going to be completely online?
And they're going to be a lot of the content is going to be delivered online just because we have such large class sizes.
Okay.
I mean, we have 120 students. There's.
Okay. Yeah, big classes. So most of the interactions are going to take place online as well?
Except the simulation stuff. The clinical component is not.
Okay. So it is really nice for students to have that opportunity to see their instructor, and it can enhance that relationship. And you see an image on this slide. This is a UGA faculty member who is recording a video in his office. Really nice personal tone, and you can see why that would really create instructor presence if you were one of his students. So having the camera on for some of your videos can really help the students feel like they know you and get to know you a little bit better. All right, so there are some important considerations, some design considerations that you can take that are going to help your videos be better quality and also be more engaging for your students. And so we definitely want to increase engagement and help create your presence in a course. Some of these tips are based on a study of 7 million edX users and how the production decisions affected student engagement, measured by how long do they watch the video, and also do they engage with the questions following the video. So we got a lot of good recommendations from that study. The 3 steps are pre-production, production, and post-production. And pre-production is where you're going to be making a lot of important decisions. So in pre-production, this is where you're going to define what do you want to present? What are your materials going to be? I know many of you were using voiceover PowerPoints, which I assume meant recording audio on each separate slide. Is that correct? Okay. So you can still use those PowerPoint slides, and you can still record little segments of your video. You can record one slide, pause, and, you know, look at your notes, whatever you need to do, then navigate to the next slide and start your recording again. But anyways, you can consider, do you want to use slides? Do you want to demonstrate how to navigate a special application? Or do you want to do some kind of tutorial where you're writing on the screen that you're recording? So you can define your material, but then also define your input devices. Of course, you'll want to record your screen. You can or cannot record your camera. Your camera view can be kind of a close-in headshot such as this, or you can be standing. Now you're going to see some of these design considerations in bold. These are the choices that the study found to increase engagement. So you're going to use a formal setting or an informal setting. Informal settings increase engagement. Here's something Tanya already mentioned. Are you going to use long lecture type sections, or are you going to use short segments? And videos shorter than 6 minutes have a much higher engagement and much lower user drop off. You'd be surprised how many students don't finish a video or stick with the presentation until it's done. So shorter videos, lower drop off, higher engagement. You can have what you're going to say written down, or just a few notes that you can prop up. You can have cards, whatever you need to do as a little tool. But that can be helpful to definitely write something down ahead of time. Adding motion, such as annotating while you're narrating, does increase engagement. I recommend excluding reference to specific dates, such as don't say fall 2020, but rather say welcome to this semester. That gives you the option of reusing that video without it appearing stale or dated. And then, of course, check your equipment. Check your audio and your video. Check your software. Test it out. You never know when something is updated before you start recording. Kaltura just did a big update on us. So there might be a few things that aren't the same as I expect. Consider your lighting, your background, and your wardrobe if you've got your camera on. I do have a little side light here. When I turn it off, I'm very, dark. When I turn it on, you can see my face. It's not too harsh. I have a brighter light. It just so happened I had 2 different kind of light bulbs, really nice for demonstrating. That's a little bit harsh, I think. So you can choose your lighting source. Some people that makes a difference, some people it doesn't, but I'm just going to keep on going with both of them. Okay, and then every time you're getting ready to record, test your mic, test your camera. You never know what's quit working. Check your camera settings and practice using an enthusiastic, informal tone. Informal and enthusiastic tones increase engagement. Practice annotation or motion, adding that to your video. Speak quickly and avoid filler words. You're probably going to hear me say some ums. I used to be way worse. I used to almost with every sentence, but I got used to it because I understood that it was going to make my videos much better. Silence is way better than filler words. And then pause briefly between topics. It designates to your viewers that something's changing. This is a really important tip for first-time recorders. Take time with the opening and the closing. You can select record, take a breath, and then start presenting. Some people, some first-time users have a hesitancy to want to start speaking the minute they click record, and that can result in the video being clipped and missing the first couple words. But after you select play, you can take a deep breath and then begin. I found that that's really helpful, and you can always trim the video from the ends with Kaltura pretty easily. Play back your video and check for your speaking speed, check for ambient noise, do some practice videos, and then just jump in and record. Okay, so those are some important considerations. Post-production is not as critical. This is where you can add some extras, but you'll want to view. Kaltura gives you a nice preview. You'll want to make any edits like adding titles, descriptions, tags. You can do that with Kaltura. And then you will want to request captioning from Cool after editing. You do all your edits before you request captions, but it is helpful to request captions for your students. It's surprising how many students benefit from the addition of captions. And then My Media, after you have recorded, you're going to upload that to your My Media library. And the use of My Media does streamline captioning and sharing videos in your course. And then you'll insert those videos into Cougar View. Students do not have My Media. So you use My Media to record your pre-recorded videos, and then you add them to your course, okay? So I do want to point out, you might hear me using Kaltura and My Media interchangeably. They are really the same thing. Kaltura is the company, and My Media is our local instance of Kaltura that is integrated into Cougar View. So pretty much the same thing, okay? So there's an I tried not to, but I can't help it. Any questions about best practices at this point? Okay, all right. I'm just going to real quickly touch on accessible media and accessible multimedia. What is that? Accessible multimedia is going to be video with accurate captions. That means that spelling, grammar, capitalization, and punctuation has been edited. And if you have multiple speakers, it also means that there's a speaker identification. If you have audio-only recordings, accurate transcripts make those accessible. And then you might have noticed I've been kind of describing what I'm doing on the screen, and I've been describing the images. That kind of narration can really help make your video accessible to students with visual impairments, or students that have difficulties processing some visual information. So narrate any navigation that you do on the screen and any tutorials that you are presenting, okay? So I am going to, I think this is it. There are a lot of benefits to accessible multimedia, but I'm going to skip them right now. I'm going to let you go back to it, and I'll show you how to get it. You can request captioning by visiting the COOL website, captioning services, and filling out the captioning request form, or you can email me, and I'll help you with that. Okay, at this time, I'm going to quit presenting, and I'm going to demonstrate some of the Kaltura tools. Now, you will have access to this presentation. I'm going to show you where you can find that right now. I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to stop sharing because I'm selected just this PowerPoint. All right, and then I'm going to share my Chrome window. Okay, yeah, this should do it. All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to navigate over to my Cougar View homepage. Are all of you on Cougar View? Are any of you Go View only? Okay, good. That makes this easier. You can put a My Media video into a Go View course, but it's just a different process. And I'm going to navigate over to the Cougar View Quick Start course. Have any of you been to the Cougar View Quick Start course? No? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, I see some yeses. All right. Cougar View Quick Start is a course that we put together this summer. COOL put it together. It's got a lot of great content for faculty. I'm going to double check and make sure that you all have been added to this Quick Start course. If not, we're going to add you, because there's some really good Kaltura resources here, and I want you to see where to get those. So I'm in the Cougar View Quick Start course, and when I go to content, we will see our table of contents. And if we look in week 1, I'm already there, but I'll show you how to navigate. And we look under week 1 in guides. I'm in the left navigation now, and you select Kaltura My Media. Here you will see a lot of Kaltura tools. This is an overview about course video with Kaltura My Media, and some really helpful guides using Kaltura Capture Space to record, adding My Media videos to the course. And then you're going to see the presentation that I just presented and a Kaltura training video. I'm not sure if this is a long or short video. I'll share with you the shorter video. I've got that on my list. Okay, so this is access to the resources. But right now I'm going to dive into my media. So my media should be available in the navigation bar in all of your Cougar View courses. And when I open my media, we're going to see my videos that I've uploaded into my media. And my media is a video repository. It's opening kind of slowly because I'm doing a lot of things on this computer. I've got some Kaltura demos, and then I've got some other videos that I've created. But this is my Kaltura library. And there's multiple views. There's a collapsed view. There's a detailed view. I'm in the detailed view right now. But any video that you record using Kaltura, personal capture, and upload, save and upload will end up automatically in your My Media account. You can access it from any of your courses, and you can add it to your courses, okay? But right now, I'm going to show you some of the features using the Add New button. Can everybody see the Add New button in my media? Okay. All right. I'm going to select that, and we see our options, which are media upload. This is what you would use to upload any videos that you have on your local device that you want to add to my media, either for captioning or just to add them to your course, okay? Then we have personal capture. That is our recording tool. So let me real quickly go to the media upload. If you have files that you have, say, in your downloads or on your desktop, you can just drag them in, but you can also choose a file to upload and browse on your device. If you start uploading one document, I do hear some background noise here. If you do choose a file to upload, you're going to get another window, and you can choose another file while they're uploading. So it's a really nice option to be able to upload multiple files at once. Okay. All right. So let me back up here. And now I'm going to go to using personal capture. Okay. Now I have downloaded personal capture on my computer, which is why well, you don't see it. I see a little pop-up that's asking me if I want to open personal capture, if I want to allow it. Yes, I do. But first, before I open that, I do want to talk about this page. This is what you'll see the first time that you open Kaltura Capture Desktop Recorder. Now, my note says you've already installed. It will launch automatically once I give it permission. But you need to pay attention to this right here, using Kaltura Capture for the first time. You will download Capture for Windows or Mac, for whichever type of device you're using. And then you'll go through the download prompts. You do not need admin rights to do this, and your device does not need to be a CSU device. You can download that on any device, okay? The guide I showed you in the Cougar View Quick Start course for, I think it's recording video using personal capture, does have the steps for installing it the first time. Any questions there? Okay. So I do want to open Kaltura Capture. If I'm having any issues, we might want to turn off our cameras. You know, I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm definitely going to turn off my camera because I want to use that camera in personal capture. Okay, I'm going to have to stop sharing. I'm not seeing something that I need to be seeing. All right, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to go back and start sharing again. There we go. That's what I thought. Let me try and close capture. Of course, it worked this morning, but it's not going to work now. I'm going to quit capture. And I'm going to choose Chrome again. See if this is going to work better. All right. And I'm going to go back to my media and I'm going to try to launch. I think it might be because I had my camera on when I was trying to launch. It's tricky to get Zoom and Kaltura Personal Capture to share devices. I was using my camera in Zoom, and Personal Capture got a little confused. All right, I'm going to open Personal Capture. I'm still not seeing. We'll see. All right, I'm going to have to stop sharing and share again. Of course, it worked this morning flawlessly. Stop share. I'm going to have to just share Kaltura, which is not what I wanted to do. Okay, now you see Kaltura desktop personal capture tools, but you're seeing them in isolation. What you would usually see, oh, okay. I want to select my full screen. All right, you still are seeing them in isolation. I can see in my little preview what I want to see, but what is on the screen is just a white background and Kaltura capture. And it's only because I guarantee you, I am sharing my screen with Zoom and also trying to record that with personal capture. You won't have these issues when you're just recording.
And we also see the preview, I guess, and the recorder tools.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you gotta see, but what I want you to see is what's behind them. But that's all right. Thank you, Kim.
Yes.
This is the important thing. Okay, so when you when you activate personal capture, you will see these tools on top of the other things on your desktop. Okay? All right. So these are your input devices across the top. This is your Kaltura desktop recorder tools. You've got your screen. If you have multiple displays, I usually use two. I'm just using one this morning to try to reduce complications. You can select which display you want. You can select the full screen, or you can select an area. Sorry, I got a call coming in that I should have muted. Okay, and select an area is a really great feature to use when you have a PowerPoint presentation, because instead of recording your full screen, and especially if your desktop is kind of cluttered, you can just select an area and are you seeing? You're not seeing any of this. Okay. If you select an area, you get a little window that you can move around, and you can just, no, rats, that has messed me up completely. It does, you guys don't see the Kaltura personal capture tools anymore, do you?
Yeah, we see these. You're on start recording right now, and then we see screen camera.
Perfect. All right, great. Good. So did you see when I selected the area?
Hello.
Do you see how I can move around this little kind of shaded area? Kim?
Can you hold on 1 second? I'm sorry, Ann, what was that?
Okay, there's a little shaded rectangle.
Yes. 800 by 600?
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So if you have a PowerPoint presentation behind that, do you see my PowerPoint?
Do you need to set up a time or?
No.
Okay.
No, there's no PowerPoint.
Okay. If you do, then you can adjust that little window so it's just on your main slide, and that can be really nice as a recording option. Cancel that and bring back my tools. So you have a display choices of either full screen, select area, or multiple monitors or screens. All right, you can turn your screen off. I'm not sure why you would turn your screen off, but if you just want your webcam off, you turn it on and off by just tapping that little button. You'll see those changes on your end. You can turn the webcam off. I don't recommend that. But if you want to do an introductory video and have yourself use your webcam in the video, but then for future recordings, you don't want that. You do have that option of turning it off. You can also which webcam you're using. There's my FaceTime camera. If you have multiple webcams, you can choose which one.
I'm going to
I
send
just have
you a
one right now.
calendar
I'm
invite.
going to leave that on. And then audio, if you have multiple
I'll see you
audio
tomorrow.
sources, you can choose
Okay,
those.
bye-bye.
So click on the icon to turn it on or off. Click on the caret or the little menu to choose your input sources. Okay, now we see Kaltura Capture and then Manage. Manage is going to be your settings, and these are really important. Everybody's seeing my Kaltura library? Okay, great. These are all the videos that I have recorded using Kaltura, and I can scroll up and down. Then we also have our settings, and I encourage you to go to settings before you record for the first time. We're going to see our camera recording quality options and our screen recording quality options. I would definitely choose the 1080 camera and absolutely choose the 1080 screen recording quality. That higher quality screen recording is critical if you are recording text. So change these to 1080. I like to highlight my cursor. That's the next option, so that is enabled, yes. When I'm navigating around, and then I choose auto minimize when recording. Some of y'all might also see, if you're using Windows, allow computer sounds. You have to enable that if you're going to be recording a video so that you can hear the sound that's coming out of your computer. And then you can save these settings so you don't have to navigate to that every time you record. Okay? I saved them, so I don't need to save them this time. So then we can go back to our library on the left navigation. And then we would select new recording to go back to our tools. So are you seeing my Kaltura Capture tools?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, the big red button, as you would assume, is the start recording button. So we are going to start recording. And I'm going to make sure that I'm comfortable. I've got everything that I need. And I'm going to select record. And we see a countdown. And then, what do you see, guys?
It's the screen. It didn't show the countdown, but the countdown goes like 3, 2, 1 in the middle of the screen. It's just got the timer up.
Okay, so you see those minimize tools, and they're probably really large. My apologies. These aren't going to be that big once you select record. But I'm going to go through these features with you. This is your elapsed time that you see. We've got 28 seconds in. Then we've also got your pause. And I did mention any time during your recording, you can pause. If you're navigating a PowerPoint presentation and you want to select one slide at a time and just record that, and then stop recording, pause recording, pull out some new notes, start recording on the next slide, that works. Then you would resume recording and continue. And then we have our stop recording button. And you're going to get a little confirmation. Are you sure you want to stop this recording? And I would say, no, I don't. Because I still want to show you all the annotation tools. All right, we have on the far right our annotation tools. Are we seeing those?
Yes.
Great, okay. You have a lot of options when it comes to annotation. We've got a pen for drawing, arrow, text, cursor, and then also we can select an area. We've got color. I don't know why mine is defaulting to yellow, which is terrible because it doesn't provide sufficient contrast. I would definitely change it to blue. I'm going to select the pen. It's not really wanting to do that. I've just got too much going on in my computer. So we're going to click off the annotation tools by selecting the pencil in the little minimized Kaltura elapsed time options. And I'm going to pause recording. Are there any questions there on those tools?
Only thing I will say is if you don't have multiple monitors at home, go to the office where we have 2 monitors, because it's easy to put this dialog box on one monitor and then have the other screen as you're recording and the video of you. So you kind of have it on a second screen at all times so you can see it. Does that make sense? It's kind of like your timer. And then the thing I got caught on this summer, I recorded a whole entire video, uploaded the video, and then got 10 emails from students saying that my audio was not on.
Oh, no.
So my audio just got flipped to some type of different audio on my computer screens here at home. And so I had to redo the whole thing. And so I definitely, one of your best practices to make sure you check your screen. Okay, so my screen is, I have my PowerPoint. I've just gone into my PowerPoint and deleted the voiceover PowerPoint. All you got to do is delete it, because that's one thing I got caught in. I didn't delete a slide. I pulled it in, and then it starts going off in the middle of the recording. Check the camera to make sure it's on me, and then the third one is check the audio, so you don't record a 20 or 30 or minute video and then come to find out it never got any audio whatsoever. You got to do it over again.
Yeah, definitely check those audio input settings. That's really important. I just had one built-in mic, but you've got multiple audio sources. Yeah, really good point. Now this
on some other mic, not my built-in mic, it just like defaulted it for some reason, and it messed me up. But 2 screens, which all of our work offices have 2 screens, I thought was helpful. You can work off a laptop or one screen. I wasn't able to do that.
Now our little elapsed time tool, though, you can minimize that. If you minimize it, it's going to go down to wherever your tools are displayed in your device, and you can pop it back up. Do you see it now?
I do, but I was trying to do the best practice of about 20 minutes, so I was to 30 minutes max. So I guess I was keeping it up as kind of like my timer.
Yeah, keeping your time, which is really good. And 6 minutes is ideal. I know I'm over for our presentation right here at 40, but that definitely is ideal. So this little tool will minimize, and you can move it around. So that's another reason, another benefit of sharing part of your screen. You can just move this little tool. If you're working with a laptop and you don't have two displays, you can just move this little tool out of your area that you're recording. Okay, so you got a couple options there. All right, so I'm going to stop recording, and it's going to give me the confirmation. I'm going to say yes. Oh, that is this funny thumbnail. Do you see my library?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It's giving me a preview of that video, and you can listen to the video. And what do you see, guys? See what you think. Here you can also rename the video. I'm going to call it Kaltura Demo. You can add a little description for School of Nursing. And then you can add tags. And this is one I really recommend. I recommend that you add a tag using the name of the course that you plan to use the video in. And I'm going to choose best practices in instructional media, 1,000. And you can add however many tags that you might want. The benefit of adding a tag with your course abbreviation is you can search for that once you upload it to my media. All right, here's a critical piece. You want to, if you play the video and you like it, you want to select save and upload. If you just save, it's just going to save it to your local device. So you want to save and upload. When you select save and upload, you are going to see the little progress bar here. It's going to show you what the progress of your upload is, and you can see that uploading, and then when it finishes uploading, it's going to give you a little confirmation. So it's uploading pretty slowly because I have a lot of things going on. Also, we're all using the internet here. So it usually doesn't take too long. It depends on the length of the video. Okay? Now, do not close out your Kaltura library until your video has finished recording. I'm just going to minimize this. And my screen sharing is paused. So I'm actually going to stop share.
And we don't close out that library until it's finished processing?
You don't close out that library until that video is finished uploading.
Oh,
you
uploading.
Can minimize it. Yes. Okay. Good question, Kim. Thank you very much. You can minimize it, but don't close it until the video is done uploading. At this time, I'm going to see if there's questions, and I'm going to take you back over to my media and show you where that video is going to end up. And I just did get a pop-up. Did y'all see that? That my video had finished uploading. Okay? So if I pull this back up, it indicates the progress is done. Y'all seeing my library now? No, you're not, because I stopped sharing. Okay. So let me share my screen and go over to Chrome. Thank you for chuckling with me. It will not be as difficult for you, I guarantee, because you're just going to be recording using Kaltura Personal Capture, not recording or displaying, presenting yourself recording. Okay, so now I'm back over in my Quick Review Quick Start course, and I'm going to select my media. And we should see today's video. Yes, even our little gallery with all of our participants in it. So that uploaded pretty quickly. And this is, it's just going to show you all of your videos.
And I have a question.
Sure.
All of yours say private. Do you
Yes.
have to make them public, or can you keep them private? Kim, what is the difference on that?
You can keep them private and insert them into your course using my media, and they will still show up in your course.
What happens if you make them public?
Publish, I think part of the reason for that, let me search for.
I was thinking you had to publish to use it in the courses.
Let me search. I'm just going to search for SIP, and I'm going to demonstrate a couple things here. I have had success having it's still private, and it has been viewed in many courses.
Okay.
I think the publishing feature is more for if you're publishing it to a media gallery, which we don't really recommend a lot of anymore. Okay?
Okay.
So,
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
And also ask, say we wanted to upload a PDF or go through a PDF with them. Is there any way to do that through this as well? And that's saying, like, put it at the end of that speech that you're given. Are you able to pull up a PDF and review it with them?
You cannot really upload attachments like that with your video, but how we would do that, is it Chandler?
His name.
Okay, Chandler. We would do that by when we insert the video into our course, we would upload the PDF along with the video, okay? And I'm going to demonstrate that to you right now. how you would insert these videos into your course. You've got them in your My Media library, but students don't have My Media.
I was just about to say
You
that,
need
and
to
I think that was the piece, and I put that in the chat box. Understand that students on their Cougar View toolbar, they do not have My Media. That's only for faculty, only for instructors.
So you
And
actually,
if she pulled up that PDF document on her screen,
She could
and
record
videoed
it. Yeah, she could record it as part of her recording, like you would a PowerPoint or whatnot. But if you want the PDF to be available to students to go with the video, want them to have that file separate, then the video and the PDF file both need to be in the module or the in the course.
And that's what I did this summer, because the students want the PowerPoints to download, to take notes, to print off of. So you have to do your video that has the PowerPoint, and then right up underneath
Yes.
it, I would just put the PowerPoint. So
Yes.
Chandler, I'll give you an example. I know what you're thinking about. Fluid and electrolytes, we use a lot of PDFs.
Right.
You can video record them, but for them to have access to that PDF, you need to upload that separately up underneath it. So
And
they can just download it.
I just want to make sure that I can talk them through it and then look back with me. That way we're kind of all on the same page. But I would be able to record, if I pulled up the PDF on my screen, they could see that in the recording.
Yeah.
You could, but then you were going to need to add it again for them just so they can print it off.
As a separate file in the module.
Yeah.
Anne's about to demonstrate that.
yeah, you can absolutely see that. If I navigate back now to my content in the Cougar View Quick Start course, you will see that in this module, yes, I have the video, but I also have the presentation and I have the guides that I referred to during this session. So, and Chandler, everybody, you can pull up any document and walk your students through that while you're recording. And that will be incorporated into the video. But as Tanya recommended, best practices is also to include that with your content so that they can view that in their own time. Your PowerPoint presentation with your video and any other information. And you can see I've given this a title so that it's really easily identifiable as a video. Okay. That's a really good idea, but I'm going to show you how you'll add your video to a course. So I've navigated to the module where I want my video to be, and I'm going to select Upload Create, and I'm going to create a file. All right, and then I am going to get just a blank file, but I always use a template because that's going to pull in all of the nice accessible formatting that in the cool Common Course template. So you can even choose a blank template, but it's still going to give you your heading styles. So I'm going to say Kaltura training video. I'm just going to skip that error. And then I'm going to say video, and I'm going to put my cursor exactly where I want that video to be. And then I'm also going to enter a title. If I'd spelled correctly, I could just copy that. I'm going to go ahead and copy it for a shortcut. And Kaltura is spelled correctly, training is not. Then this is what's going to show up in the table of contents, and this will show up on your page. Okay? Any questions there? All right, I've got my cursor. You see my cursor flashing exactly where I want that video to go. And here I have my HTML editor toolbar. You don't need to know any HTML to use this. So I'm going to choose in the far left, Insert Stuff. And we can see that looks like a play button. So that's where you insert your video. And I'm going to select my media. And you will see a list. Y'all seeing that?
Yes.
Okay, you'll see a list of all of your videos in your library. You just navigate to the video that you want. And I'm going to choose this one. And then I'm going to select next. And this is included in one of those guides, so all these steps will be repeated for you, and then insert. And then you're going to see your video and that nice Kaltura player in that page. And you would say save and close. Now I do want to show you this real quick. You can see that I recorded my camera and I recorded my screen. Well, the users can toggle back and forth. They can make the screen big or the camera big. Okay, so when the user plays back the video, they have that choice.
Anne,
Yes.
could you also demonstrate how you can put your cursor at the bottom of that video and use insert stuff to put that PDF or PowerPoint? It could all be on one page. It doesn't have to be a separate link.
Absolutely.
So you could write some verbiage about the video. You could write something about the PDF or the PowerPoint, and then show the video, and then have the link right there.
Yeah. So you can also make sure that you add that in that title, in the page title. So it's going to show up in your table of contents. And then you can select either a link. You can select a variety of tools to add to that. So we can add a link to some of your internal course tools, or a URL, or anything else you want to add. You can add an image, or you can add some other documents. Okay? And you can also save and close and then add other things to that page at a later date. So I'm not going to save and close because I don't want to add this to that Kaltura Quick Start course. Any questions about adding content? And let me show you that guide again. Adding your My Media video to your course. This will take you step by step through those processes. And then I also want to share one last thing before I take some questions. Let me go ahead and enter Center of Online Learning website, because we have some great guides on that website. If you scroll down to guides and tutorials on our cool website, you will pull up the Kaltura page. Don't know why we have to do this extra click. I could draw this to our web editor's attention.
Great.
But here we have all these same Kaltura tools. If you don't want to bother going into the Quick Start course, go to the Center of Online Learning website, Guides and Tutorials, Kaltura, and you'll see uploading media to My Media, recording using personal capture, and adding your My Media videos to your course. You'll also see a link for the captioning request form. So any questions? I'm going to quickly wrap up and make sure I've got my to-do list done. Any questions about using Kaltura Personal Capture to record, to add video to your courses?
And if I didn't have any of, and Kim and I talked about it, I didn't have any of my videos from this summer captioned just because I think there's massive backlog.
Right. I understand.
Can that be done later?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Once you have inserted your video into your course using Insert Stuff, actually you can request captioning at any time. Okay. But even if your video has been added to your course using Insert Stuff, you can request captioning, and the caption files will apply to your video automatically. Okay? You just need to make sure you edit it using Insert Stuff. That's a really good question. And, you know, a lot of people say, oh, I didn't have time, or we heard you had a backlog. It's really pretty quick to request captions. I've got a form where you can, it's a short form. You only have to fill out 6 fields. You can request those pretty quickly. And, you know, we might not get to them right away, but we will get to them in time. And if you have a student in your course who has a captioning accommodation, we prioritize those videos.
Okay.
But there is a strange thing going on with Kaltura right now. With a recent update, it is now with new videos that are uploaded, it's adding captions automatically. Those captions are not accessible. So you still need to request captioning for accessible captions. And we are actually going to turn off, have those auto-generated captions appear automatically. I just alerted our Kaltura manager. We're going to turn that off because the problem with those is people say, oh, I have captions. Yay, I don't need to request. But they're not accurate captions. Okay? But request captioning from Cool, we will get them done. These two resources here, Cool Captioning Services and Captioning Request Form, are good. We need to get these second tools under captioning videos new deleted because those don't apply to you. Okay? So, any other questions, comments, tips, those that have used Kaltura? Keep in mind,
Kim taking the time. What was that?
keep in mind, Kaltura is for pre-recorded videos. It's not a meeting tool. Okay? You would pre-record videos and add them to your course. And that is about it.
Thank you. And Kim, you're always my go-to person, always. I appreciate you two doing that.
Well, today Ann was the go-to because thank you so
I
much for
appreciate it.
this,
I don't
Ann.
know, over the past couple of years what I would have done without y'all. I appreciate it. It kind of all hit with Corona, and now
and
we're definitely getting more and more online.
I hope you're feeling better.
This was great. Kaltura was my lifesaver in the summer. Mm-hmm. I would have the videos recorded like maybe 5 to 7 days before my Collaborate Ultra sessions. That way they had plenty of time to look at them. And I didn't do 6 minutes.
No, that's okay. I didn't either.
I did about 20 to 30. I would do those. I would have them broken down, like, say, the chapters of the book. And then I found that when I got to Collaborate Ultra sessions, they were more engaged. They were more questioning.
And that's a great teaching strategy, Tanya, to make the materials available before the session. It's excellent. And it's a great strategy for accessibility for your students who might have different disabilities. But I am going to make sure that you are all added to that Kahoot Quick Start course. And anything else that you want me to share with you individually? I could share a link to that Kaltura page. Would that be helpful on the Cool website?
Yeah,
because I think everybody's got to download Kaltura.
The desktop recorder, right.
You've got to download that desktop recorder. After you download, I do want to recommend, I'm glad you said that, Tanya. After you download, I recommend clicking back on My Media in your navigation bar and back on the Add New button, and then the desktop recorder should launch. Okay? If you have any difficulties downloading, let us know. It's good to see everybody. Jerica, you look familiar.
I don't see Jerica. Oh,
I took a lot of your sip and dip courses, and I was pregnant, and then I had the baby.
Congratulations.
Don't y'all love our youngest colleague here?
I know. Can you introduce us, Jerica?
Yes, this is Erin.
Erin. Hi, Erin.
Hey, Erin.
Look at those lips. She has got like the most gorgeous lips.
She is
They already
absolutely
have a little outline.
Yeah.
Oh. She's ready to work. Ready to start the semester.
Yeah. She's great on the junior level team. She's just our 7th member.
Yes. You guys, I will tell you that Ann and Kim were very, very accommodating when I had to attend all those sip and dip courses. They gave me a nice little office where I could pump and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Well,
Kim and I, we're on a first name basis now, girl. I mean,
please, y'all, we appreciate the love, and just know that, and tell your other colleagues, freshmen and sophomore colleagues, I guess, we are faculty support for Cougar View, and then other things too. There's really no other place on campus like us. So please come out here and, ask your question. We may not be able to help you, but we will stay with you until you get an answer. Certainly.
All right, guys, I'm going to wrap us up so we can hop over to the keynote.
Oh, yes.
But please email me, newland_Ann, ANN. Any questions, reach out.
Yeah,
Okay.
please. We want to help.
Thanks,
All
Ann.
right.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Bye.